Welcome to another episode of the new Earth Architectress podcast. It is such a delight, such an honor to serve you in this capacity, to open doorways, portals, thresholds into the new way of practicing architecture, a new way that acknowledges the existence of spirit, that acknowledges the world of energy, that acknowledges the nature spirits, that acknowledges the spirit of the land, and acknowledges your power, acknowledges your feminine, intuitive power, your magical capacities, your ability to access wisdom and knowledge that for so many years of growing up in our life, for hundreds of years, we've been told we can't access, that it's only reserved for a select few, that magic doesn't exist, that this information doesn't exist, that spirit and energy doesn't exist. And I've created this vessel for you to step into other dimensions of truth that will help you to lay the grounds for a new way of practicing architecture, a new way of practicing interior design, landscape architecture that will help you to tune back into, connect back into the essence of who you really are. Will help you to connect back to the power of what it means to be human in all its multidimensionality. We are not just walking, material, forms of, material substances. We're not just about, we're not just walking brains, let's say. We are so much more than this. We are so much more. We have the capacity to connect with the cosmic realm, with the stars, with other cosmic intelligences, with the angels, with the devas, with the nature spirits. And we also have the capacity to receive information, guidance, blueprints for a healthier, more sustainable, more efficient, and easeful, joyful way of working. Society has told us, the people who are quote unquote, or were quote unquote in charge of society, told us that you need to work really, really hard to gain XX this amount of money, or to gain XX this amount of success, to deliver XX this kind of project, beautiful project. I certainly in architecture school went through a lot of stress to deliver a certain caliber of project. And if I knew back then that I could, the later years I was starting to connect to this world of spirit, but it was really only the beginnings. If I knew that I could download the vision for a blueprint for a property in much less time than it would take to go through all these different options and work through all these different layout options for a floor plan. If I knew that I could pull from the wisdom that exists already in my body, if I knew that taking more time to rest, taking more time to nourish my body, taking more time to be out in nature equals a successful project, then I feel like my whole career would have kick-started or gone into a whole different direction if I knew this wisdom, if I knew this information in university. If I knew the magic of sacred geometries, if I knew about listening to the land, listening to the spirit of place, if I knew about the 4 and 5 sacred elements and how they play into crafting the most incredible temples and sanctuaries for my clients. Wow, then I would have like been, you know, I feel like I would have gone through a lot less stress, a lot less panic attacks, a lot less, you know, moments of wanting to give up, a lot less frustration. So it's time. The time is ripe now. The time is ripe now to be tapping these keys and codes that lie within your body and lie within the land. The land is cracking open now. The earth is cracking open and revealing this information because we are at a certain stage in the evolution of consciousness where we are ready to receive this information. And this is information is for architects too. It's not only for, you know, reserved for the mystics or the spiritual people or this or that. It's for the architects too. And so I've been receiving messages, you know, in this shift moving into the month of May 2023. This is when I'm filming this, recording this podcast. I believe there's an eclipse today as well. There's a very distinct shift in energy, and there's this impulse, this force also coming forth from the energy of spring that is reawakening the vision that I desire to propagate, to spread rather onto this planet, into this globe, which is the vision of the sacred blueprint. And it's a big vision. It's a big vision. It's a vision that is about bringing back the ancient wisdom that have been, the vision that I receive is that they've been locked away in the walls of the temples, of the mystery centers, the mystery schools. They've been either or deliberately erased from our textbooks, let's say, textbooks of knowledge. And Mother Gaia is asking us to find them again. She's whispering them. Sometimes not only whispering, but she's actually like hitting it, you know, up against our faces, especially with all the natural disasters that have been occurring around the globe. And she is also giving the alarm bells, sending the alarm signals in your personal life, in your body as well. You may be experiencing some health issues or some shifts as well in your body that you can't really explain. You don't understand why it's beginning, why it's starting. Recently, I've been very sensitive to sound, which causes some stress, some panic. And I've been receiving information that it's part of the upgrade that I am going through. And I am being attuned to a certain radio wave, dialing into a certain frequency, a radio frequency that is necessary for me to tap into, to hear what the sacred blueprint is about, to listen to the specific lines, measurements, words, keys, codes that are emanating now from the womb of Mother Gaia. The land is speaking to you. She is speaking to you, and she is calling you to step up as a pioneer of the future architecture. And it's a different quality. It's a different kind of way of practicing the vision that I have for the sacred blueprint. No longer this kind of depletion, stress, overworking, overextending. It is a new way of being with the land, a new way of being with our bodies. And it's a sacred, it's a ritual, it's a ceremony, it's a journey which enables my clients to undergo a personal transformation. And I hold space for that through the vehicle of crafting, designing their new earth visions, their community projects, gardens, buildings, cities of the future. I'm a big vision woman, and high chances, if you are listening to my podcast, you are a big vision woman as well. And you long for creating projects in the spirit of the ancient temple builders. You long for working with the elements. You long for connecting with nature. You long for a certain degree, level of freedom within your day, within your business, within your design practice, rather. And this is what's shifting. What is this spending 8 hours in front of the computer, completely drained? Okay, 8 hours is the minimum, right, in architecture world. And then, receiving not even that great pay. I mean, most of you are successful. High chances are you are making a decent income, but there's so much more. There's so much more abundance for much less strain, much less stress. And so the sacred blueprint vision is really about what the voice of nature is sharing with us right now in this very crucial time in humanity's evolution. And it's about really bridging this world of spirit and matter, spirit and form, to help your clients birth houses, communities, gardens that are like healing temples. They are healing temples, and that challenge them to pull the mirror up to their face, challenge them to step into the soul that they desire to be, or that the being that they desire to be, to create an architecture that supports their big visions, dreams, and goals. That really, really goes to the essence, to the depth of their being. And it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. And when I made that decision that, okay, I'm not going to help everyone. I'm going to choose the clients that I work with, the ones who really vibrate at the same frequency, that have a resonance with the sacred blueprint vision. And that just shifted everything for me. Rather than being the architect who is serving a system that is collapsing. Rather than being the architect who just takes on any kind of project, any kind of function, right? House projects, restaurants, commercial, residential, like whatever, right? Just take on whatever, right? Rather than really standing within your own truth. Standing within your own truth, holding that stake in the ground and saying, this is my role. This is what I've come here for. This is my soul's mission. This is the impact I'm going to make in my community and the wider earth, the wider globe. And with that firm anchor, attracting, magnetizing, divinely aligned clients who love paying you lots of money for what you do in the way that you want to do it on your terms. So the sacred blueprint is a model for what working with spirit and architecture could look like for you as a woman architect and designer. And it's also a guidebook for property owners and designers on how, or property owners on how to design their sanctuary by really connecting with the energy of their property and awakening their soul's purpose to discover what is really appropriate for them, or optimal rather, for them, for their family, their loved ones, their community. And when we start to shift, when we shift into a way of working that acknowledges the nature spirits, acknowledges the spirit of place, acknowledges energy and spirit, then, you know, we're not alone actually in the picture. There's a lot of pressure that we put on ourselves as architects to deliver all the ideas ourselves. And so this is a co-creation, a partnership with intelligences that exist out, I want to say outside, but it's also connected to us, outside of us, right? But on a deep level, all these intelligences are actually an aspect of humanity, aspect of us. We are not disconnected from the four elements. We are not disconnected from the nature spirits. They are all expressions in different forms of the same core patterns, aspects, laws of the universe and the cosmos and nature. So I'm journeying soon to a sacred site. It's a mega power place. And this power place has been calling me for quite some time, and I'm now lucky to be living close to it. And this place has some information that is wanting to be delivered to you, from the voice of the goddess. And the goddess is Mother Gaia. In various cultures, you'll hear about the goddess, different names and aspects of the goddess. And The goddess has been repressed for a long time. Her voice has been repressed. Her power has been repressed. The goddess is spirit in many ways. It's the feminine force of spirit. Matter, form, is the masculine, and that's been dominant in our world, especially in the West. And the goddess right now is, there's a time now where we see this uprising of, women's power and women's sacred work. And there's this, this uprising of feminine wisdom. And the place that I'm going to was a sacred site of the ancient, it was an ancient mystery school where there were priestesses and priests that were going through initiations to tap into the power of this goddess. And she has awakened once again. I can feel that there is not necessarily an old energy being emitted from this site, but it's a new one that is reawakening some of these ancient rites or initiations of the information that was gathered and processed and kept within these schools, these spiritual schools. And beyond, it really is a mystery. And so there's information there for you. There's information there for you. There's keys, there's codes that will support you in accessing the land's intelligence, your intelligence, accessing your intuition, accessing your magic, receiving a direct taproot to source, a direct taproot into an intelligence that has been hidden away, as I shared before. And this intelligence, this substance, is a creative life force. It's a sexual creative life force as well. It awakens the juices within your body. It awakens the flow within your body. And it allows you to expand into this magic of creation. And when you do, you start to see the world differently. You start to walk this planet, this land, this earth differently. And you get answers a lot quicker. You can make decisions a lot faster. And you will be so inspired you will receive so much inspiration, rather, for your path forward. You are a unique soul. You are such a unique soul. You are creative beyond what society has told you. And with this material, with all these ingredients, you'll be able to create a new design modality that really is suited to your unique frequency. And this is what I've been supporting my clients through in my one-on-one mentoring program. And recently, I just started a small group with the Architect Studio, and I'm supporting these women, these designers and architects, to birth their own unique design modality that really is suited to their configuration, their own blueprint, their own energetic blueprint. What is that unique contribution of yours? How do you want to be creating, acting, designing in these next few years in the future. I'm speaking to the women who are receiving the transformations. I'm speaking to you if you're on that threshold. I know it. I've experienced it. I've been there, where you're like, I don't know if I should quit my job. I know I'm meant for something bigger. Or perhaps you're going through some illnesses, chronic illnesses, and God, source, nature, the universe is really giving you a big kick in the butt to wake up, because you know you need to change the status quo. And your soul longs for building the new Earth architecture in a way that just nourishes you on all levels, nourishes you and your clients on all levels. So the world, or the earth, is cracking open, women, right now. And, you know, it's like Gaia and the angels and the universe is wanting to direct these keys and codes to the right people. You know, they're looking down on the world and selecting the vessels that are worthy of this cause, and also ripe and ready to take on this challenge and to take on this responsibility. It's not for everyone. But there is an impulse that needs to be birthed. It is birthing now, but we need more people. We need more conscious architects and designers to work in this way, to work in the spiritual way, to bring more joy, peace, happiness, empowerment, self-knowledge, right? Discovery of oneself, discovery of what it means to be human, and have access to information that will support us in building the technology that we need to build, create these sustainable systems, right? Sustainable communities. I talked about this in my last podcast episode, where I talk about the new Earth architecture and cosmic technology. So if you haven't listened to it, make sure you listen to it. So the time is ripe, women. Who's ready? Send me a message. Are you ready? Are you feeling the chills? Are you seeing your new self in your dreams? Are you receiving the nudges? Are you seeing the signs? Is life showing you that you are just hitting a block, and that or a dead end, and that you really need to transform the way that you practice? Prosperity and abundance and beauty and nourishment arise when we tap our goddess power, when we tap the wisdom of nature, when we tap these keys and codes that are emerging for us. And now it's time for us to piece it all together in our own unique ways. Mix it up in our cauldron, right? All these ingredients to create the magic that is necessary for a resilient, love-filled, nourishing architecture that will serve the next generations and provide you a lot of financial abundance. So important too. All right, women. Such an honor to serve you. And I am very much looking forward to broadcasting next week, from this mega sacred site, and unravel some more of the deliciousness and the beauty that that wants to be spoken to you. I am once again delighted to be opening up this space for you, and I support you and empower you to take this bold step and weave your feminine magic, your intuitive powers into the way you practice architecture, and send me a message if you are hearing the call and if you're getting the chills and want to hear more about, what's possible for when you do connect with nature on this deep level to create the future architecture. All right. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.